Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in your life when the universe starts shifting, when everything around you seems to be rearranging itself in ways you can't yet understand. It may feel like chaos, like resistance, like a test of your patience and faith. But what if I told you that these moments, these trials, these delays, these sudden changes are not obstacles, signs that something extraordinary is about to happen? Because when God is preparing to bless you in a big way, the world around you will react. People will change, challenges will arise, doors will close. But all of it is part of a divine alignment. Your energy is elevating, your reality is shifting. And if you can recognize the signs, you will understand that you are on the verge of something life-changing. Tonight, I want to help you see those signs, to recognize them not as setbacks, but as confirmations that your breakthrough is near. Get ready, because what's coming is bigger than anything you've imagined. When you are on the verge of a major blessing, one of the first and most undeniable signs is increased opposition. It seems as though everything around you begins to push back, and obstacles appear where there were once clear paths. The very things that once felt easy and effortless now feel like a struggle. You may notice tension in relationships, setbacks in your plans, or an overwhelming sense that nothing is going the way you expected. This is not a coincidence. Resistance always comes before elevation. When energy is shifting in your favor, the old reality fights to keep you where you are. It is a natural law that when something powerful is about to emerge, there is an equal and opposite force trying to hold it back. Just as a rocket faces the most resistance at liftoff, your life experiences the strongest pushback when you are about to rise to a new level. This opposition may come in the form of people who suddenly misunderstand you, criticize you, or even turn against you. It may appear in circumstances where you feel like you are being unfairly tested, as if every small inconvenience is piling up at once. But understand this: resistance is proof that you are stepping into something greater. You may feel frustrated, wondering why things are becoming more difficult when you are doing everything right. You have put in the work, stayed committed, and remained faithful, yet the struggle seems to intensify. This is because the old version of yourself is being challenged. The mindset, habits, and patterns that kept you in a lower state are now being confronted. Growth is uncomfortable because it requires breaking through limitations that have existed for years. If you are facing increased opposition, it means you are in the process of transformation, and the friction you feel is simply the resistance of your past trying to keep you in place. Sometimes the opposition will come from external sources, friends, family, or colleagues who begin to question your decisions. People may discourage you, telling you that your dreams are unrealistic or that your faith is misplaced. They may not understand your journey, and that's okay. What you must recognize is that when you're about to be blessed, the enemy will use whatever means possible to shake your confidence. Doubt will creep in. Fear will whisper that maybe you are not ready, that maybe you should turn back. But this is precisely the moment when you must push forward. The greatest breakthroughs often come right after the hardest battles. When the pressure is at its peak, it is not a sign to give up. It is a sign that you are closer than ever to stepping into your blessing. The discomfort, the conflict, the unexpected challenges, these are all signs that something is shifting in your favor. The resistance is not there to stop you. It is there to refine you. It is preparing you to handle the weight of the blessing that is coming. Your perspective in this season is crucial. If you see the opposition as a sign of failure, you will retreat. But if you see it as confirmation that something powerful is on its way, you will stand firm. Every great leader, visionary, and person of faith has faced moments when the pressure was almost unbearable. The difference between those who rise and those who fall is the ability to recognize opposition as part of the process. The intensity of the resistance you face is directly proportional to the size of the blessing. If you are encountering significant struggles, if everything seems to be working against you, it is because you are being prepared for something that requires greater strength, faith, and endurance. You are being shaped into the person who can handle what is coming. In these moments, you must not allow discouragement to take root. It is easy to feel overwhelmed, to wonder if the opposition is a sign that you should stop. But what if it is the very proof that you should keep going? What if the difficulty is not a block, but a doorway? The discomfort is temporary, but the blessing is eternal. The resistance is merely a test of your readiness, an indication that you are about to step into something bigger than you ever imagined. Sudden losses are often one of the clearest signs that a major blessing is on its way. When you're about to be elevated, things, people, and opportunities that are not meant for your next season will begin to fall away. It may come unexpectedly, catching you off guard. Friendships that once felt solid may suddenly grow distant. Opportunities you were counting on may slip through your fingers. Relationships, jobs, financial stability, or even long-held dreams may seem to vanish without warning. In the moment, it can feel painful and confusing, leaving you wondering why things are falling apart just when you thought you were making progress. Loss is never easy, and when it happens suddenly, it can feel like the rug has been pulled out from under you. You might question whether you did something wrong, whether you should have fought harder to hold on, or whether this is a punishment rather than preparation. But loss is often God's way of making room. You cannot receive what is meant for you while still holding on to what is no longer serving you. There are certain relationships, mindsets, and environments that are tied to a previous version of yourself. And as you grow, they can no longer go where you are headed. People leaving your life unexpectedly is one of the strongest indicators that transformation is taking place. Some relationships are only meant for a season. And when that season ends, trying to force them to stay only delays your progress. You may notice that people you once trusted begin to act different. They may start treating you with indifference or even hostility, and you won't understand why. But their departure is not by accident. When God is preparing you for something greater, He will remove those who no longer align with your purpose. It is not rejection, it is redirection. Sometimes sudden losses come in the form of missed opportunities. A job you were sure you were going to get doesn't work out. A business deal that seemed promising falls through. A financial setback wipes out months or years of progress. These moments can be discouraging, but they are also a sign that what you were pursuing was not aligned with where you are meant to be. Closed doors are not failures. They are divine protections. They prevent you from settling for less when something greater is ahead. If you received everything you wanted exactly when you wanted it, you might never step into what was truly meant for you. One of the hardest aspects of sudden loss is the emotional toll it takes. Losing people, security, or direction can leave you feeling alone and uncertain. You may feel as though you are standing in the middle of a storm, unable to see what's next. This is when faith becomes essential. It is easy to trust the process when everything is going smoothly, but true faith is built in the moments when nothing makes sense. When God removes something from your life, it is not to harm you, but to position you. If you could see what is coming, you would understand why certain things had to be left behind. Loss can also serve as a test. It challenges your ability to detach from what is familiar and step into the unknown. Many people resist this stage because they are afraid of what life without what they have always known. But clinging to the past only delays the blessings that are waiting ahead. Growth requires release. The tighter you hold on to something that is meant to go, the more painful the transition becomes. True elevation comes when you surrender and trust that what is leaving is making space for something better. Not all losses are negative. Some are necessary breakthroughs disguised as disappointments. If you have ever looked back at your life and realized that something you once wanted desperately would have actually held you back, then you understand this principle. What feels like loss in the moment is often gain in disguise. The relationships that ended, the jobs that failed, the opportunities that didn't work out, they all led you to something greater in the long run. What you're losing now is simply creating space for what is about to be given to you.
Deep restlessness is one of the strongest signs that you are on the verge of a major blessing. It is a feeling that something is shifting within you, even if you cannot fully explain it. You may wake up with an unshakable sense that you are meant for more, that your current situation is no longer in alignment with who you are becoming. This feeling can be both exciting and unsettling as it pushes you out of your comfort zone and forces you to confront aspects of your life that no longer serve you. you may begin to feel dissatisfied with things that once brought you joy. The routines, relationships, and habits that used to feel comfortable now feel restrictive. It is as if an invisible force is nudging you towards something greater, something beyond what you have known. This restlessness is not a sign of failure or lack of gratitude. It is a signal that your spirit is preparing for expansion. When you are about to be blessed, your inner world starts to shift before your outer world catches up. This restlessness may manifest in different ways. You might find yourself losing interest in certain conversations, feeling drained by environments that once energized you, or experiencing a growing sense that you are being pulled in a new direction. It can feel confusing, especially if nothing externally has changed. But the truth is, transformation begins within. Your energy, your mindset, and your perspective are evolving. And as they do, you become more aware of what is no longer in alignment with your future. At times, this deep restlessness may bring moments of frustration or impatience. You might feel as though you are standing at a crossroads, waiting for clarity about your next move. The discomfort comes from knowing you cannot stay where you are, but also not yet knowing exactly where you are going. This is a pivotal moment because it requires trust. Trust. The unknown can be intimidating, but this feeling of restlessness is proof that you are being prepared for something greater. As this shift occurs, you may also notice an increased sensitivity to the energy around you. Certain people and situations may start to feel draining, and you might feel the need to withdraw and spend more time in reflection. This is because your spirit is recalibrating. You are shedding old layers, releasing outdated beliefs, and making space for new blessings to enter your life. The process can feel lonely at times, but solitude is often necessary for transformation. You may also begin to experience an inner urgency to take action, even if you are unsure of what steps to take. This is a sign that your spirit recognizes that a shift is near. You might feel a strong pull to explore new opportunities, develop new skills, or change your environment. Even if you do not have all the answers, honoring this feeling by making small changes can open doors to greater possibilities. The key is to trust the process and allow yourself to be guided, rather than resisting the changes that are unfolding. This restlessness can also be a sign that you are outgrowing a version of yourself. Growth is not always a smooth journey. It often requires shedding old habits, confronting fears, and stepping into a new level of faith. You might feel called to let go of limiting beliefs that have kept you stuck. Thoughts that once felt normal, doubt, fear, insecurity, may no longer resonate with you. Instead, you start to crave new experiences, new perspectives, and a deeper connection with your purpose. There may be moments when you question whether this restlessness is a sign that something is wrong. But in reality, it is confirmation that something is right. The feeling of being unsettled is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of preparation. Your energy is shifting, your vision is expanding, and your spirit is aligning with something greater. Instead of resisting it, embrace it. This deep restlessness is the space between where you have been and where you are going, and it is one of the clearest signs that something extraordinary is about to unfold in your life. Unusual challenges often arise just before a significant blessing enters your life. These challenges can appear in various forms: unexpected obstacles, financial struggles, strained relationships, or even emotional turmoil. It may seem as though everything is working against you, as if the universe is throwing one test after another in your path. You might wonder why things are suddenly becoming more difficult, especially when you feel like you have been working hard and staying faithful. But these challenges are not random. They are a sign that something greater is on the way. When a major breakthrough is approaching, resistance increases. Just as an arrow must be pulled back before it is launched forward, you may feel as though life is pulling you backward, creating tension and struggle. This is not to break you, but to strengthen you. Every challenge you face is preparing you for what is coming. The difficulties refine your character, build your resilience, and ensure that when the blessing arrives, you are truly ready to receive it. If success came without trials, it would be easy to take it for granted. The obstacles you face now are shaping you into the person who can handle the next level of blessings. You may notice the people around you begin to act differently. Some may become distant, while others may become critical or unsupportive. Conflicts may arise unexpectedly, even with those you once felt closest to. This is because as you grow, your energy shifts. People who are not meant to continue with you into the next season of your life may naturally fall away. Sometimes God allows these tensions to surface so that you can see who truly belongs in your journey. The pain of these relational challenges can be difficult, but it is often necessary for your growth. Financial struggles or career setbacks may also appear during this time. You may experience delays, unexpected expenses, or lost opportunities that make you question whether you are on the right path. It can feel as though no matter how hard you try, things are not moving forward. But these financial or professional difficulties are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to shift your perspective. They force you to trust in divine timing rather than your own efforts. Sometimes, what looks like a setback is actually redirection towards something even greater. Emotional struggles are another common challenge before a breakthrough. You may find yourself feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or even doubtful about your path. Your mind may be filled with thoughts of insecurity, making you question whether you are truly capable of achieving your dreams. This internal battle is part of the process. Growth requires shedding old fears and limiting beliefs. The discomfort you feel is a sign that you are being stretched beyond your current capacity, preparing you to step into a greater version of yourself. The enemy often tries to plant seeds of doubt when you are on the verge of a breakthrough. You may experience moments of deep uncertainty where you wonder if everything you have been working toward is even worth it. You may feel tempted to give up, to settle for less, or to retreat into old patterns, but these challenges are a test of faith. When everything seems to be working against you, that is when you must push forward the most. The pressure you feel is not a sign that you are failing, it is a sign that transformation is happening. One of the most difficult aspects of facing these challenges is the feeling of isolation. You may feel like no one understands what you are going through, or that you have to carry the burden alone. But isolation often precedes elevation. Sometimes you are pulled away from distractions so that you can hear divine guidance more clearly. The quiet moments, though uncomfortable, are where clarity is found. It is in these times that you develop the strength, wisdom, and spiritual foundation needed to sustain the blessings that are coming. Every great transformation requires endurance. Just as a caterpillar must struggle in the cocoon before emerging as a butterfly, you must endure the struggle before stepping into your new reality. These unusual challenges are not happening to break you, they are happening to prepare you. When you recognize them for what they truly are, you stop seeing them as obstacles and start seeing them as confirmation that something incredible is on its way. Divine disconnection is one of the clearest signs that a major blessing is on its way. It is the feeling that certain people, places, and even habits no longer fit in your life. You may start noticing that individuals who were once close to you begin to drift away once close to you. Conversations that once felt fulfilling now seem empty. The things that used to bring you comfort or excitement may no longer satisfy you. This disconnection is not accidental, it is intentional. When God is about to elevate you, He removes anything that could hold you back. At first, this shift can be confusing. You may find yourself wondering why certain friendships or relationships feel strained, or why people who once supported you now seem distant. It might even feel like you are being abandoned or misunderstood. But what is really happening is that you are outgrowing the spaces and connections that are not meant for your next level. Sometimes people who were part of your journey in one season are not meant to continue with you in the next. Their role in your life was temporary, and their departure is part of your transformation. This disconnection can also manifest as a sudden discomfort in familiar environments. Places that once felt like home might start to feel unwelcoming. The routines that once felt natural now feel restrictive. It is as if your spirit is recognizing that where you are is no longer aligned with where you are going. This is a sign that you are being called to move forward, to step into new spaces that are in alignment with your growth. It is not about rejecting the past, but about embracing the future. As this process unfolds, you may also notice a deep sense of isolation. You might feel like you are walking this journey alone, that the people around you no longer understand your vision or the direction you are heading. This solitude is not meant to break you, it is meant to prepare you. When God separates you, it is often because He wants to speak to you directly. It is in moments of isolation that clarity emerges. You begin to hear your own thoughts more clearly, to distinguish between what is truly meant for you and what was simply a distraction. So, this season of disconnection also challenges your attachments. It forces you to examine what you have been holding on to out of comfort rather than purpose. There may be relationships you have maintained out of habit rather than alignment. There may be commitments you have kept out of obligation rather than calling. When these things start to fall away, it can be painful. But the pain of disconnection is often the price of elevation. Holding on to what no longer serves you only delays what is meant for you. During this time, you might feel tempted to cling to the familiar, to force connections that are naturally fading, to try to make things go back to the way they were. But this resistance only prolongs the discomfort. True growth requires surrender. It requires trusting that the people and places being removed from your life are making space for something better. What is meant for you cannot miss you, but you must be willing to let go of what is not. Another sign of divine disconnection is a sudden shift in your desires and ambitions. You may find that the goals you once chased no longer excite you. The things you used to strive for now seem insignificant. This is because your spirit is aligning with a greater purpose. When God is preparing to bless you, He shifts your focus. What once felt important begins to fade, and new desires take root. This shift is a sign that you are being redirected towards something far greater than you originally imagined. This process is not always easy. Letting go of familiar people, places, and dreams can feel unsettling. But every great transformation requires release. Just as a tree sheds its leaves in the fall to make way for new growth in the spring, you must be willing to release what is no longer serving you. What feels like loss is actually preparation. The space that is being cleared in your life is making room for the extraordinary blessings that are on their way. A sudden increase in adversity is often a powerful sign that you are on the brink of a major blessing. When you are about to step into something great, the resistance around you intensifies. Everything that could go wrong seems to go wrong. Unexpected challenges arise, obstacles appear out of nowhere, and it feels as though life is testing your patience, your endurance, and your faith all at once. This is not a coincidence. The closer you get to a breakthrough, the greater the pressure becomes. This adversity can show up in many different ways. It may appear in your personal life, where relationships that once seemed strong suddenly feel strained or even break apart. You may find yourself in conflicts you did not expect, dealing with misunderstandings or facing opposition from people you thought were on your side. This friction is not meant to harm you. It is meant to reveal what is truly aligned with your future. When God is about to bless you, He removes the people and situations that could hinder you from receiving it. Sometimes that removal happens through conflict, forcing you to let go of what no longer serves you. Financial struggles can also intensify during this time. You might find yourself experiencing unexpected expenses, delays in opportunities, or even losses that shake your confidence. It can feel like no matter how hard you try, progress is being blocked. But these financial struggles are not a sign of failure. They are a test of your faith. God does not just want to bless you, He wants to prepare you to handle the blessing. Sometimes the lessons learned in financial struggle are what give you the wisdom to manage abundance when it arrives. The pressure can also manifest in your mental and emotional state. You may feel more anxious, restless, or overwhelmed than usual. Doubt may creep in, making you question whether you are on the right path. You might feel moments of exhaustion, where you wonder if it is even worth continuing. These emotions are not random. They are a sign that you are growing. Every transformation requires discomfort. When you are being stretched beyond your current capacity, it is because you are being prepared for something greater. The resistance you feel is not meant to stop you. It is meant to refine you. There may also be an increase in external distractions and temptations. Opportunities that seem good but do not align with your long-term vision may suddenly appear. People who were not present before may try to re-enter your life, pulling you back into old habits or mindsets. The enemy often sends distractions right before a breakthrough, hoping to derail you before you reach your blessing. It is in these moments that discernment is critical. You must stay focused on your purpose and resist anything that threatens to pull you off track. During this time, you may also experience delays. Things you have been working on for months or even years may seem like they are moving slower than ever. Doors that were once open may suddenly close. It can be frustrating, making you wonder if you have done something wrong. But divine timing is always perfect. Delays are often a form of protection. What looks like a setback is actually God ensuring that everything aligns in the best possible way. Sometimes a delay happens because you are not just being prepared for the blessing is also being prepared for you. One of the most challenging aspects of increased adversity is the feeling of isolation. You may feel like no one truly understands what you are going through, like you have to navigate this season alone. But isolation often precedes elevation. It is in the quiet moments when distractions fade that you develop the clarity and strength needed for the next level. This solitude is not punishment, it is preparation. It is in these moments that you build the resilience and faith that will sustain you when the blessing arrives. Every great breakthrough is preceded by a battle. The struggles you face are not a sign that you are failing. They are a sign that you are on the edge of something extraordinary. The resistance is proof that you are moving in the right direction. If you were not close to something great, there would be no need for the pressure. The discomfort, the obstacles, and the challenges are not working against you. They are working for you. They are shaping you into the person who is ready to receive and sustain the blessing that is about to unfold. An unshakable sense of inner peace is one of the clearest signs that a major blessing is on the way. Even in the midst of chaos, when things around you seem uncertain, there is a deep knowing within you that everything is falling into place. This peace is not logical. It does not come from external circumstances or from things going perfectly according to plan. Instead, it comes from within, a divine assurance that what is meant for you is already in motion. You may find that situations that once triggered anxiety or stress no longer have the same effect on you. The worries that used to consume your thoughts begin to fade, replaced by a quiet confidence that things are working out in your favor. This shift is not accidental. It is a sign that you are stepping into alignment with what is already destined for you. When God is preparing you for a blessing, He first prepares your spirit to receive it. That preparation often comes in the form of an unexplainable calmness, a reassurance that even if you cannot see the entire path, you are still on the right one. This peace does not mean that there will be no challenges. In fact, you may still face obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. The difference is in how you respond to them. Instead of reacting with fear or frustration, you find yourself handling situations with grace and trust. The things that used to shake you no longer have the same power over you. It is as if your spirit recognizes that the battles you are facing are temporary and something greater is waiting just beyond them. You may also notice that you are less affected by the opinions of others. The need for external validation diminishes as you grow more confident in your path. What once bothered you, criticism, rejection, or doubt from those around you, now feels insignificant. This is because when you are close to receiving a blessing, you no longer seek permission from the world to claim what is already yours. You understand that not everyone will see or understand your journey, and that is okay. Your faith in what is coming is stronger than any doubt others may project onto you. This deep peace can also manifest as a shift in your priorities. You may find that things that once felt urgent no longer consume your energy. You become more selective with your time, focusing on what truly matters instead of being distracted by things that do not contribute to your growth. This is not just about avoiding negativity. It is about recognizing that your energy is valuable and you are preparing to step into something greater. During this time, synchronicities may start appearing more frequently. You may see repeated numbers, receive unexpected confirmations through conversations, or feel a strong sense of déjà vu, as if you have been here before. These moments serve as reminders that you are in divine alignment, that the universe is orchestrating everything in perfect timing. The more you trust this process, the stronger this inner peace becomes. You may also notice that your desires and prayers feel more certain. Instead of praying out of desperation, you start praying from a place of gratitude and expectation. Your words shift from asking, "Will this happen?" will this happen, to affirming, I know this is already on its way. This is a powerful shift in energy. When you truly believe that what you seek is already yours, you no longer operate from a place of lack. Instead, you embody the vibration of someone who is already blessed, and that energy draws the blessing even closer. This season also brings clarity. Questions that once felt overwhelming now seem to answer themselves. The path ahead, even if not fully visible, feels less intimidating. The unknown no longer feels like something to fear, but something to embrace. You start to trust that the things you once labeled as setbacks were actually setups for something greater. Every delay, every redirection, every closed door suddenly makes sense. You realize that things did not fall apart. They fell into place. This piece is the foundation that prepares you for what is coming. It is the space where faith grows, where doubt fades, and where blessings manifest effortlessly. When you reach this level of calm, it is not because everything around you is perfect. It is because you finally understand that it does not have to be. You recognize that divine timing is at work, and you are exactly where you need to be. Unexpected opportunities and divine connections begin to appear when you are doors that once seemed firmly shut start to open in ways you never imagined. People enter your life who align with your vision, who support your growth, and who seem to have been placed on your path at the perfect moment. These opportunities and connections are not coincidences. They are signs that what you have been preparing for is drawing closer. When God is about to bless you, He orchestrates situations and relationships that will help you step into that blessing. You may notice that things start to fall into place effortlessly. A job offer comes out of nowhere, a long-awaited breakthrough happens without warning, or you receive an invitation that leads to something far greater than you expected. This does not mean that your journey has been easy or without struggle, but rather that the hard work, faith, and patience you have invested are now yielding results. These moments feel like divine alignment because they are. What once required immense effort now seems to happen with ease. This is a sign that you are in the flow of your destiny, where things no longer have to be forced but instead unfold naturally. Sometimes these opportunities come disguised as small shifts, seemingly insignificant encounters that later prove to be life-changing. You might meet someone who offers wisdom or guidance that alters your perspective. A random conversation might lead to an idea that sparks an entirely new path. You may be presented with an option that seems ordinary at first, but turns out to be the key to something extraordinary. These are not accidents, they are divine interventions. When you are aligned with your purpose, God places the right people and circumstances in your life at exactly the right time. This period also brings a heightened sense of intuition. You begin to feel a stronger inner knowing about which opportunities to pursue and which ones to let go of. In the past, you may have questioned your decisions or hesitated out of fear, but now clarity comes more naturally. You no longer feel the need to chase after things that are not meant for you because you trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by. This trust allows you to step forward with confidence, embracing new doors without fear of what lies on the other side. You may also experience moments where things seem to align so perfectly that they feel surreal. You think of someone and they call you. You desire an opportunity and it appears within days. You make a decision and almost immediately you see confirmation that you made the right choice. These synchronicities are not random. They are a reflection of the divine order at work in your life. They are reminders that you are exactly where you need to be and that the path you are walking is leading you towards something greater, something greater. During this time, you might notice that people who are not supportive of your growth begin to distance themselves, while new, uplifting connections emerge. The right people will enter your life with ease, bringing encouragement, inspiration, and opportunities that align with your journey. These relationships are different from those of the past. They do not drain your energy or hold you back. Instead, they propel you forward, offering wisdom, support, and a sense of belonging. This is another sign that a blessing is near. God removes what is no longer meant for you and replaces it with something better. There may also be moments of sudden, unexpected provision. Financial blessings, resources, or solutions to long-standing problems appear when you least expect them. What once seemed impossible now becomes possible. The things you have prayed for, worked for, and hoped for start to manifest in ways that exceed your expectations. This is not luck, it is alignment. It is the natural unfolding of everything that has been prepared for you. These moments of divine alignment remind you that you are not alone in this journey. They confirm that your efforts have not been in vain and that every step, every challenge, and every moment of faith has led you to this point. They are proof that when you trust the process, when you stay committed to your vision, and when you keep moving forward despite uncertainty, the doors will open, the people will come, the opportunities will appear, and what you have been waiting for will arrive right on time.